Uè, Dani, si sente bene la voce? Abbastanza. Aspetta, provo. Ora invece? Ho avvicinato il microfono alla bocca. Ok, perfetto. Allora, io qua non so che cosa stavo facendo, come in ogni live. Ok, missioni secondarie. Sì, sì, tutto a posto. La scorsa settimana non ho fatto live perché, a parte impegni vari, comunque non, con il caldo era impossibile farla. Però tutto sommato abbastanza bene. Allora, vediamo un po'. No, questa è Gwent, non la faccio. Se mi sentite un po' sottotono è proprio il caldo, cioè non ci posso fare niente, a me mi distrugge completamente, mi annulla. Allora, vediamo un po' dove stava. Stava lì. Sta lì, quasi quasi mi faccio un viaggetto veloce a sto punto. Sekiro. Allora, dove sta? Ok, di qua. Ah, sì? Io non so se giocarlo quel genere, nel senso sono tentata, anche se non è proprio nel mio genere. Non ho mai giocato ai Souls-like, quindi non so che cosa potrei combinare. E qui dentro? Sì.
Greetings, brave hero. I am Raphael de and I am the ducal Camerlengo.
Immagino.
I'm Geralt. So what is it you do here?
I pay the knight's errand.
For what?
Our knights wander the roads, protecting Trisa from bandits and monsters. It is fitting and just that they be recompensed appropriately for these toils. Note, sir, that should you successfully smash a house, save a brother knight from peril, or extract a captured merchant from the hands of cutthroats, come see me. You shall be rewarded. Speaking of payment, my clerks have brought word of heroic deeds on your part. Please accept this as compensation for your toil, good sir.
Can't help but be curious. But where do the funds for those payments come
Ah,
from?
quindi praticamente
Ducal
questo
treasury, of course. Her illustrious highness
era
alla
legato ai
Henrietta
cavalieri
assigns
erranti che
great
trovavo in giro,
bravery
giusto? Dovrebbe essere così.
selfless patriotism. It is her
Quindi
state
praticamente già l'ho
that
fatta
any
sta
knight
missione.
may
Che
receive
giro.
a wage. Pardon me. Financial compensation for his dedication to defending the duchy's internal security and order.
Wouldn't mind a glance at your books. Ones you're willing to sell, that is.
Ah, questo vende libri, quindi non posso vendere cose, insomma, vabbè. No, vabbè, lasciamo perdere.
Well, see you later.
Go in peace for a night.
Ok, perfetto. Devo andare di nuovo da lui oppure... Ok, perfetto. Eh sì, perché già l'avevo fatta andando in giro. Fammi vedere lo scudo che ho preso. Questo qui serve per arredare la casa, mi sa. Non lo trovo. No, mi sa che qui sono tutti libri. E niente, vabbè. Ah, eccolo, dovrebbe essere questo qua. Giusto? No, non lo so, non era questo. Dove cazzo è lo scudo? Vabbè, dai, raga, cioè, lasciamo perdere. Cioè, vedi, nuovi oggetti, l'immagine di quello scudo, però non mi dice dove. Qui? Ah, non è uno scudo. Bonus, esperienza... Oro aggiuntivo. Io invece c'ho... Ma perché c'ho sto trofeo? Perché ho quel trofeo? Cioè... No, vabbè, mi aveva cambiato il trofeo, ma voi... Sto maledetto. Vabbè, qui ho visto una spada. Livello 48. Tra poco, insomma. Non vedo l'ora di cambiarla, allora. Poi c'era quell'altra missione. Spero di aver fatto anche questa qua, così almeno parto subito con la secondaria. Poi devo vedere questa qui, non so quando verrà... quando me la dà disponibile. Devo andare qua, vabbè. Di sì, faccio un viaggio veloce pure. Aspetta, faccio un viaggio veloce o me la faccio a piedi? O me la faccio a piedi? Vince. Spera che io non vedo la chat così, però. Un attimo, fare così, ok, perfetto. Mi sono sistemata. Vabbè, Milo non è colpa tua, è il fatto del multiplayer. Alla fine ho scoperto che è colpa dei server, quindi... Se c'è il server con il multiquality disponibile te lo danno, altrimenti ti attacchi. Almeno per gli affiliati, perché per i partner dovrebbe essere... cioè dovrebbero averlo in automatico. Penso di sì, sì. No, ma non ha senso riavviare la live secondo me. Oh, ma com'è possibile? Geralt è diventato Gesù.
Like who? Like a pond skater. Who are you thinking?
No matter. I suppose you thought nothing else in life could surprise you, eh? Wrong.
Hey, happen to know how the hell I can walk on that water?
Naturally, I know. Since time immemorial have I dwelt in solitude on this shore, and I can testify to the extraordinary nature of the lake.
What's so extraordinary about it? I mean, besides the fact that you can walk on its surface.
A sword, most wondrous, lies in its depths. I watch over it. The blade may be grasped solely by one who possesses the 5 chivalric virtues.
Folk call me a lot of things, but virtuous? I don't know.
Yet I do know, for I know who you are. You have proven yourself capable of great sympathy. You are a man of honor, as many can attest. Your valor is the stuff of legends. Reason guides your actions, as it does those of all who are wise. To acquire the sword, you must first convince me you are worthy. The inscriptions on the stones describe the 5 virtues: valor, honor, wisdom, sympathy, and generosity. During your time in Tucson, you can prove these virtues dwell in your heart. In this world there are many in need. They will help you prove your chivalry.
Gli altri, la generosità ci rende degni di vivere e sereni nel morire. Ciao Milo, non ti preoccupare, buon appetito e buona giornata. Grazie mille ancora per il raid. Non leggo perché c'è una voce orribile. Molte caratteristiche. Sì. Più che altro mi ha fregato la settimana scorsa che non ho potuto fare live, quindi... altrimenti penso che a questo l'avrei già finito. Non le ho lette tutte, scusa. Ah, questo qua avevo dimenticato. Non si compra e non si vende. Aspetta l'occasione giusta per dimostrare la tua generosità. Cosa cazzo vuol dire sta roba? Aspettate un attimo. Ciao Giancal 23, grazie mille per il follow. Non lo so.
Return once you've proven you possess.
Cioè, io ho fatto tutte le missioni secondarie, quindi è una cosa legata alla missione principale. Aspetta l'occasione giusta per dimostrare la tua generosità. Posso aiutarti? Dipende, se tipo fai spoiler, robe così, preferirei farlo da sola, sinceramente. Anche perché è la mia prima run, quindi preferisco scoprirlo da sola nel corso del gioco, anche perché... quante missioni mi mancano? Io direi di fare direttamente la secondaria. Questo devo aspettare una settimana e... che poi da cosa lo calcola io non lo so. Vabbè dai, facciamo questa tanto. Magari nel corso di questa missione qua me la dà giusta. Poi inizialmente ho iniziato a giocarlo da sola, cioè nel senso non facendo le live. Poi dopo ho iniziato a fare le live così per fare qualcosa di diverso.
Regis!
E niente,
Damn it. Locked.
è chiuso.
No way I got the place wrong. This is it. Gotta be another way
Poi
to get
come ho
around
detto
here.
non sempre vado live, quindi per esempio la scorsa settimana non sono andata live. Farò qualche live in questi giorni sicuramente, però cioè io sono un po' così, sparisco per una settimana, poi dopo ritorno così magicamente. E qua devo andare. No, aspetta, la Kikimora, no, aiuto. Fatemi salvare, io le odio queste cose. L'intera hai... Diciamo che l'hai passata bene allora. Ce n'è un'altra. Hai saputo sfruttare il tempo. No. Allora raga, io le odio queste cose, le odio letteralmente. No! Perché mi ha... Ok, perfetto. Devo ripararmi la storia. Madonna, perché compaiono all'improvviso? Poi c'è, mi cambia tutto. Vabbè, io qua ci muoio, ce ne lo sento proprio. Sto giocando una schifezza. Dove sta qua? Devo anche riparare la spada. Fatemi salvare subito perché non voglio ricominciare.
An illusion.
Un'illusione.
Interesting.
Che cavolo? Raccogli. Aspetta, qui c'è un qualcosa. E adesso sono curiosa di vedere la spada. Vabbè, fa cagare, ma lo sapevo perché essendo una missione di livello 37.
agreed to meet a vampire at a cemetery. How much more cliché can you get?
Nothing comes readily to mind.
Could have left the door unlatched.
What of my privacy? I value it rather deeply. Unmolested, especially by unwanted guests, that's my preferred state. Besides, I knew you'd find a way to get in.
True enough. Need to find your friend. I'm hoping you'll agree to help.
I shall do whatever's in my power. Yet what you want or even need must matter little. What matters is what Detlef wants. If he does not wish to be found, you will not find him. Ever. End of story.
Come on. Gotta be some way.
Vampires can evade detection by the senses, and no divination magic works on us. Even the most precise megoscope would be useless.
And this? Could this help?
Wherever did you get that?
Off one of the beast's victims, found by a bend in the river. Body was chopped in pieces. 3 of those pieces were hands. Hand with the ring seemed the odd one out, but Bruxa had taken an interest in it.
It's Detlef's hand, without a doubt. It will do splendidly.
The hand. What do you plan to do with it?
You've heard of Kovinaris' theory of tissue memory retention.
Rings a distant bell. Read about it in Alchemia Oblitera. There's a copy of Kermorin, tattered, nearly disintegrated. But if memory serves, Kovinaris never managed to prove it worked.
He did prove it, just never managed to publish his findings. He and I corresponded, you see, after we became friends. Thus, I know he completed his research and performed the first tests. It's complicated, so without delving into details, it is possible to use any piece of tissue to reconstruct what a whole body experienced.
How's it work? We need any special equipment?
We must brew a decoction which Kovinaris gave a rather poetic name, resonance. Once imbibed, it sends one into a trance similar to that used by narcotics. This triggers visions of events linked to
Però lo
strong
spam di
emotions
culi
experienced
approvo.
by the tissue owner. Picture it as dreaming a fragment of someone's life.
Any chance we might see what Detlef was doing just before he lost his hand?
Indeed. And I also hope resonance will reveal the location of Detlef's hideout.
Ah, vabbè, comunque gli devo fare queste altre 2 domande. Comunque, sì. Diciamo, ho impiegato 1 anno, ma ancora devo finirlo, quindi. E questa è la cosa preoccupante.
Made of no metal I've ever seen. And the ornamentation.
It comes from our home, where we lived before the conjunction of spheres. It's actually mine. I received
Non è
it
tanto
from a dear
1
old
anno,
friend.
è
You might call him
il fatto che
a
ancora devo
humanist.
finirlo.
He says
Cioè, almeno i
vampires
DLC,
and
perché
guests,
vabbè, la storia principale,
guests who
ok,
owe
fino a
their
lì,
hosts,
almeno quello
you
l'ho
humans
fatto.
have become
Però i
basic.
DLC.
Respect.
Respect. Meaning not to treat us like cattle to be slaughtered for food.
Precisely. And the reason why I, in turn, gave it to Detlef. To remind him of the ideals my old friend championed.
Can't you just summon Detlef? You're both hired vampires. There's gotta be a way.
If I'm to be entirely candid, there is indeed one. But believe me, we will be better off never availing ourselves of it. It is a last resort. Absolutely.
Last resort? The hell? Why?
There is a being who can summon Detlef. Possesses the authority, even the power, to force him to appear in a given place. But the very act of contacting this being, well, it's akin to walking a slack line extended over a chasm filled with molten lava. An exercise as perilous to me as it would be to you. A risk I'm unwilling to take. I beg you, let's do it my way. It will be both quicker and easier.
Vabbè.
Covenarius spent half his life proving his theory. Wild guess. Making a dose of resonance won't be easy.
You guessed correctly. In addition to Detlav's tissue, we shall need a powerful occipital lobe stimulant. Effectively a poison, to make one susceptible to visions.
Well, got a few ingredients to choose from. Unfortunately, all are pretty rare. There's Mamoon glands. The closest ones I know of are in Vizima. A spotted white saliva would also serve, but they were called to extinction over a century ago. Could go with a kobold's eyes, but the creatures are sentient. Rather not gouge one's eyes out.
Given that we lack the time to sleuth this out ourselves, permit me to summon some help.
Tu cammini a piedi, uccidi qualsiasi cosa, hai fatto uccidi di mostri e anche di lupi, non ci dimentichiamo i lupi. Oh, si muove la mano. Sì, diciamo che come l'ho portato io è stato un po' azzardato, però vabbè. Io purtroppo sono così.
What was that?
A raven? Rather a common sight at this
A me
latitude.
piacciono i basettoni
Very
così.
intelligent fowl. I asked
Mi
him to
ricordano
look for the
tanto
creatures you
Lupin.
mentioned. Him and his brethren. Perhaps they'll find one in the area, and I would hazard that a flock of ravens will spy any said creature faster.
Cioè, non così
than a solitary
esagerati,
witcher
però.
would. With all due respect to your skills, my friend. It will take them some time, nonetheless. So, perhaps you'd care for a snicker of mandrake.
Se bevo poi non faccio la missione tutta ubriaca, diciamo. Cosa devo fare? Non lo so. Vediamo.
Rarely say no to a snifter.
Sadly, this is but a weak infusion rather than a proper
Infatti
distillate.
avevo.
Even better. I remember your mandrake hooch. Made people say things they'd have rather kept to themselves.
Now, what could Geralt of Rivia prefer to keep to himself?
So, think you've set a nice little trap for me? Sorry. Want to get me to confess? Gonna have to try harder.
I love a challenge. In that case, my ears are cocked. What must I do?
How about you get the ball rolling? Reveal one of your secrets. Vampires, intriguing creatures, must lead fascinating lives.
Anything in particular interest you?
Vabbè, chiediamo tutte queste cose perché sono anche interessata.
As I'm sure you can
Sono
surmise.
tutte
First,
domande
I was thoroughly
interessanti da
absorbed in
chiedere.
recovery. As it is, I've still not recovered completely. Yet I was so weak the first year that I could not stand nor move. on my
Io
own.
purtroppo il primo e il secondo gioco non li ho
Patience.
giocati.
If not for him, I wouldn't
Troppo.
be here. And I'd have regenerated far slower. Once I could at last stand unassisted, I set off for Bruges, for my one-time home of Dillingen.
Però devo leggere i
There I
libri.
led the peaceful
Stavo
life of a
leggendo il
rural
primo,
hero
poi mi
and
sono
surgeon,
persa.
enjoying my neighbour's respect and,
Devo
in fact,
recuperare.
constituting the exact opposite of the monstrous vampire the populace imagines.
Bruges, you say? Rebirth make you sentimental?
Perhaps a dash. But what of you? Where have you been? Ever find your Cyrilla?
Capitolo chiuso per quello, per favore.
Back then, yeah. But we parted again soon after.
Mannaggia. Mannaggia a me con le mie scelte sbagliate. Non mi ci fa pensare,
Gotta
no?
ask you the big question. One everyone wonders about. What happens after death?
You wish me to tell you if the human belief in the gods is well founded? Well, that I do not know. We vampires differ exceedingly from you humans. Our matter, that of which we are composed, can exist without form. We require neither a heart, nor a brain, nor air to breathe.
But were you dead?
As humans understand death, yes.
Feel anything? Understand anything?
It's rather hard to explain. I felt something very unsettling. Something I cannot even name, for I did no reasoning. Only after rebirth did I begin to understand that what I had felt was cold and unimaginable fear. If not for Detlef, I might have drowned in an eternity of icy terror.
Can't have been alive then. Sheesh, experience like that must be vicious.
Indeed, it's hard to compare to anything I know. Yet you are aware we don't see death as you do. The way you cling to life, we find it entirely peculiar. You are mortals, ergo it's a foregone conclusion. You will die. It's but a question of time. Thus, I often find myself wondering why you try so very hard. To die at 20 years, 40, even 100, what's the difference? They're all but the blink of an eye.
Depends on your point of view. Man who's got 1,000,000 crowns to spend can't possibly understand one who's only got 20.
Very true. One's outlook can indeed change much.
Got a new life, new body. That give you a new start, blank slate?
Starting all anew is a very broad concept. What exactly do you mean?
Your blood addiction, say. Wondering if your body's the same, if it still remembers. Maybe if you drank now, you wouldn't get hooked.
All addictions are a form of slavery. Re-addiction's not a risk I'm willing to take, just to test a hypothesis about corporeal regeneration and whether propensities carry over.
Fair enough. Curiosity, that's all. Sorry.
Not to worry, Geralt. Curiosity is a natural reaction under the circumstances, apart from which I've always valued that trait in you.
Always fascinated me the way vampires can regenerate. A hand growing back is one thing, but Detlef recreating you out of a wet smear? Something else entirely.
A difficult and laborious process, but one that's possible, as my presence proves. But I've heard you too had quite the adventure. They say you lost your memory.
For a bit, but Triss helped me get it back. Actually, pretty damn lucky I only had amnesia.
Yes, you humans are rather buggered in those terms. To strip you of life is, well, it's just plain easy. I've always pitied you in that regard. We vampires are much harder nuts to crack. If a member of another race kills one of us, we can be reborn with a living higher vampire's help. However, if one of our own strikes the deadly blow, death is permanent. There can be no rebirth. One of the chief reasons why vampires long ago swore never to fight one another.
Interessante.
All right, give you one question. What do you want to know?
One question to ask one as fascinating as you, Geralt. Cruel parsimony, I'd say, but I shall do my best to make it count. If you were to die and be reborn as I was, in your new life, would you choose to be a witcher?
See, Regis. Doubt I'd know how to be anything else.
Ever tried?
See, you're determined to get an answer, to find out if I like being a witcher. Just refuse to ask directly, as always. I like being on the path. I like picking up a lead, a trail. I like the tension right before a fight. And nothing gets my adrenaline flowing like battling a beast. Even gotten used to people treating me like a freak, an outcast. Yeah, not something I think about much, but I like being a witcher.
Thank you for being honest. Honesty is an attribute of the truly brave, and thus a privilege of the very few.
Still no sign of your winged friend. Sure it understood what you wanted?
Dead certain. Let's wait a bit longer. It'll return soon, don't doubt that for a moment.
Comunque la bottiglia di liquore, cioè, era tipo infinita.
Ever vigilant, even in his sleep. Quite vampire-like, in fact. Are you absolutely certain they don't administer a few of our genes during the trial of the grasses?
Far as I know, no.
È vero, è
What you
vero.
got for me?
You were right. No kobolds or mamoons for miles around.
Knew it.
Allow me to finish. You see, there's this spotted white. It haunts an abandoned residence in the Caraberta woods.
Impossible. My brethren hunted down every last spotted white before I was born.
Then it seems you must revise your knowledge of spotted whites. For somehow this one managed to survive your brethren's onslaught. It seems I know this home it haunts. Recall a tale about it. Locals believe the place cursed. Perhaps that's how the whites survived, entirely unmolested.
Know anything else about this curse?
I don't recall much in particular. Really don't attach much importance to such things. It was mentioned to me as an anecdote, no more.
Come on, search your memory. Something, anything could be important.
I believe it had a relation to hunger, or, perhaps greed, rapacity. Someone was punished for something...
Textbook definition of a curse, pretty much.
Sorry, Geralt, I try not to clutter my mind with the details of every far-fetched tale I happen to hear. What are your thoughts?
A specimen of a species thought long extinct, and a curse, in one place. That a coincidence, or are they related?
Ah, professional curiosity. Personally, I've nothing against you delving into this dilemma, but please remember we need the whites' saliva. Nothing beyond that.
Whites rarely appear in the woods, even less likely to find them in abandoned human homes. They inhabit remote wildernesses, old abandoned cemeteries.
What's your point?
This might not be a spotted white after all. Your little helper might have made a mistake.
I sincerely doubt it. Ravens are devilishly intelligent creatures, and they've highly developed observational skills.
What exactly did they observe?
The area around the estate, it's covered in spoons.
Spoons?
Spare me the skeptical smile. I'm but the bearer of this news. Or perhaps this spotted white is a hoarder, or the spoons are somehow related to the curse.
Let's do this. Start making your decoction while I go get some saliva from that white. Uses it in its brews.
If you imagine the white, we'll simply sell you some.
Worst case scenario, I'll bring you its salivary glands. They ought to do as well.
For a moment there, I imagined you asking the white to spit into a vial. Quite amusing as a thought, but the salivary glands will do fine indeed.
So, see you later.
Yes, till later. I shall start by perusing some tomes.
Tomes? Thought you were going to make this decoction.
We require one last ingredient. Alas, obtaining it could prove a trifle toilsome. Thus I hope to identify a suitable alternative.
All right. Good luck.
And to you, my friend.
Livello 48. Quindi posso mettere la spada. Che era questa. Ok, ma dove devo andare? Qui, tutta sta strada mi devo fare. Ok, allora. Dovrebbe essere qui, no? No. Ah no, vampiri forse. No. What the fuck? Dov'è? Forse aspettate un attimo. Aspettate un attimo, raga, sta per chiudere la porta da sola, si sbatte di brutto. Sta buttando un vento, speriamo che fa qualche pioggia, però allo stesso tempo spero di non crashare. Allora, ricontrolliamo perché... Ah, no, aspetta. In teoria dovrebbe essere qui. Solo che non lo vedo, cioè... Oh, sono ciecata io oppure non lo so. Ok, maculato. Boh, ah, eccolo, fanculo. Sai che cos'è? Ok, un necrofago. Ok. Andiamo a uccidere. Questi qua sono belli da affrontare, mi piacciono anche come sono fatti, cioè come li hanno disegnati.
Never a good omen. Come on.
Aspetta però, fammi mettere lo scudo. Però io qua ci muoio male se... vabbè. Vabbè, dai. Me li ricordavo più semplici. Perché quando li incontro a livello 48 sono semplici da uccidere, invece sono a livello 37 e sto avendo una difficoltà enorme. Qua ci muoio male, qua ci muoio male, qua ci muoio male. Ci muoio male. Vieni qua. No, perché te ne vai? Non scappare. Non si capisce un cazzo di quello che sta succedendo. Ah, si è chiusa la porta da sola. Cioè, si è aperta e poi si è chiusa di nuovo. Va bene.
Regis' raven wasn't lying. Spoons all over the place.
Secondo me qua.
Strange. Get a sense that the spoons are beating out some kind of rhythm. A message. Trying to tell me something.
Là c'è un nemico, ce lo vedo dalla mappa. Però da qui non lo vedo. Anche lì mi sa che ci stanno. Però non è lì che devo andare, è qui che devo andare. Raga, se domani si rinfresca l'aria, almeno faccio streaming in un orario più decente, perché a quest'ora comunque
None shall sit and dine with you at your table. No spoon you
è
have
abbastanza
shall save you.
devastante.
Never again shall you wish to spy your reflection in the
Considerando che mi sveglio
mirror. Sounds
presto.
like a curse, all right.
Però avevo proprio voglia di giocare a The Witcher, cioè.
Somebody's clearly obsessed. Regis mentioned the place might be cursed. Can't be a coincidence. Need to look around. What a pigsty. Need to search it thoroughly. Find a way to collect some white saliva.
Secondo me esce all'improvviso, io me la farò sotto sicuro.
Spoon's incredible. The craftsmanship must have graced a rich man's table. Poor girl. Realized she was changing into a monster. Recorded it in her diary. Poignant. White's obsessed. Real collector. Thoroughbred. No spoon you have shall sate you. Whatever lives here treated that literally. Still searching for the right spoon. Skeletons. Doubt they came here willingly. This have anything to do with the curse? None shall sit and dine with you at your table. It makes sense.
E quanto scrive? Vabbè, facciamo finta che l'abbiamo letto perché non c'ho voglia di leggere. Boh. Streaming di...
Woman's name
cioè
is
live
scratched into this wooden spoon.
di alta qualità.
Romantic. No claw or fang marks. Probably choked to
Morte
death.
per soffocamento. E questi qua pure?
Right on, bit right off. Teeth all knocked out. Somebody tried to force feed him.
Questo qua non me lo... ok.
Broken neck. Indentation in the skull's lateral surface. Smacked in the head with something heavy. Spoon. Pretty ordinary. Maybe a little old. Smashed mirror. As if someone couldn't stand to look at themselves. The monster. Journal's author, maybe?
No, devo cercarlo qui. Forse c'è un... aspetta, qui c'è qualcosa.
Another spoon. Yep, just as normal as the last one. Key. Sophisticated crafting. Tag bears a description. White's a true collector.
Ecco che è misterioso al proprietario del vecchio Fagiano, in che senso? Ma scusa un attimo, io non stavo... Un attimo, io stavo facendo questa. Quella poi gliela porto, vabbè. Però devo vedere una cosa. No, vabbè. Pensavo... Qui sotto devo andare.
Actually does seem like a white's lair. Bit atypical, but still. Cauldron should be somewhere around here.
Ho preso il muro, fratelli. Allora, no, aspetta, non c'era qual... No. C'era qui, esatto. Perché l'avevo visto, tipo. Un vero collezionista.
Spoon, pretty ordinary. Maybe a little old. What I was looking for? White's not particularly tidy. Cauldron's empty, unfortunately. Regis needs some brew. I'm afraid he won't get that. No choice but to hide and wait for the saliva glands and their bearer. Need a spot that'll let me observe the cauldron. Another spoon.
Vabbè, qua poi tutti i cucchiai che non mi interessano sinceramente, perché mi nascondo qui dietro. Cioè qui dentro, non qui dietro. Come fanno gli amanti in una tipica serie TV spagnola. Bello sto mostro, mamma mia, che eleganza. Se ne è accorto. Dove va? Ma quanto è bello che era alto con sta barba lunghissima e i capelli corti. Oddio. No, scherzo. Dove sta? Dove sta? Per forza, perché vorrei evitare. Quanto danno mi ha tolto? Ma io volevo usare l'altro segno, non questo. Aiuto. No. mostro è un po' annichilito, non sa cosa fare. Non cerca nemmeno di attaccarmi, perché? Sì, va bene, mi ha attaccato adesso, però non è stata una... Non è stata una battaglia emozionante. Ok, GG. GG Geralt. Ok, sbloccato. Fammi salvare perché... Un dardo esplosivo. Quello si poteva fare quando avevo fatto la fortezza. Non so se te la ricordi. Lì avrei potuto prendere quel trofeo, perché non penso che ci saranno tanti nemici come li avevo trovati la scorsa volta. Indossa tutto l'equipaggiamento Witcher. C'è armatura completa. Un altro... No, ho sbagliato. Un altro trofeo. Tipo... hai... attiva 7 pozioni, una cosa del genere. Cioè doveva avere tipo 7 bonus diversi. Ma vabbè, non me li ricordo tutti. Mi ricordo questi qua che mi avevano colpito più che altro.
I took a fragment of tissue from the hand. It will suffice to prepare some resonance.
What did you do with the rest?
I cremated it, as our codex commands. Raven told me you'd acquired the necessary ingredient.
Send your spies after me?
My watchers. Were something to go wrong, I could then arrive quickly to help.
Managed fine alone, but thanks for the thought. Gonna need much longer to finish brewing resonance? Mentioned a last ingredient, too. What about that?
That, I fear, might prove troublesome. You see, to use the concoction to summon the memories of one, the solution must contain the blood of another specimen of the same species.
Shouldn't be a problem. I happen to know a higher vampire who should be willing to help. Right, Regis?
It's not that simple, I'm afraid. While you were away, I tried my damnedest to identify a replacement, but, alas, none such exists.
Not sure I understand what the problem is. Can't we just draw some of your blood?
The blood must be in an agitated state. As I'm certain you know, higher vampires can change their corporeal shell. As our flesh changes, so does our blood's chemical composition. To make a long story short, I shall need to induce in myself a state of strong psychokinetic arousal. In brief, madness, rabidity. That stands to be very, very dangerous.
Dangerous? Why? I mean, you'll still be you, right?
True, but I shall be highly agitated, in a state of fury. You know better than I that fury cannot be controlled. If you've ever seen an enraged vampire, you know very well that all who find themselves nearby will be in grave danger.
How will we handle that? I'd rather not have you lunge at me, claws extended.
That makes two of us. But worry not. I've thought it through very thoroughly. Details to follow soon.
All right, so what do you want to do?
We shall visit Teshamudna, an ancient vampire estate. There we will find cages suspended in the air. I will enter one, be confined. You will lure beasts there. Beasts you will then kill. The bloodletting should prove profuse. Abundant enough so that the blood scent will drive me mad. Wild.
Teshamudna. What's it like?
It is a place of torment. A torture chamber. Long ago, shortly after we'd arrived in this world, One among us named Kagmar developed such a taste and lust for human blood that in one night he could imbibe an entire village. This brought trouble on the entire species. Common folk wearied quickly of living in constant fear. They began to hunt us, seek the aid of mages and witches in tracking us down.
So what? Not like they could ever hope to kill you.
But they were bothersome. Forgive the comparison, but when did you last enjoy mosquitoes buzzing around your head? In any case, the other vampires decided something had to be done. Kagmar had to be caught and punished. A torture chamber was thus outfitted in the dungeons of Mutna. Inside it, a cage made entirely of a special alloy of silver, dalvinite, and meteorite steel. Kagmar was captured and locked in the cage, sat there over 2 centuries, driven to fury time after time, never able to escape. Thus I know the cage will withstand the fury to which we shall drive my humble being.
Questo qua parla fin troppo.
See no reason to dawdle. Mutna. Take me there.
Ha molto da
In a
dire.
moment. Just one last thing.
What was that?
Blood. Oh, the last favor the Raven did me. I've also taken some Sancurium, a solution that sharpens one's sense of smell. 1 drop of blood shall smell like a gallon to me now.
You crazy? You're a recovering addict.
Your outrage warms my heart, Geralt. But you must remain calm. I have no choice. As things stand, the die is cast. High time we set off for Mutna. My head's spinning already, and you're starting to smell quite tasty.
And you're starting to scare me.
Inizia a spaventare. Povero Geralt.
We have arrived. The sacrificial chamber of torture and torment lies underground.
Sure you know what you're doing?
I can only hope I do. Please, let's go. The longer we delay, the less control I shall have of my faculties. I'd really prefer not to hurt you.
You lead. Scurvers must be getting close to their feeding ground.
Correct. I told you there'd be danger. Beyond this wall lies...
An ancient vampire dungeon. Seen a lot of things in my time. Nothing quite like this, though.
I feel honored. A man with such a wealth of experience, yet I'm about to show him something new. Now, to open it.
Buonanotte, Vince.
How the hell?
It's an ancient form of protection against unwanted guests.
Parleranno più tanto e infatti domani mattina mi troverai ancora qui con
Mechanisms,
i vari
vampire
dialoghi, secondo
hideout.
me.
Fortified, secured. Must have been important to your species once. Toussaint.
It shall always be so. During the conjunction, the gate from our world into this one opened upon this land and no other. This was the first place we saw.
This place. There's evil here. Death hangs in the air.
Yes. A great many beings have breathed their last.
Grazie, Vince. Quando spammi quelle emote
Cells. Who for?
mi rallegri sempre.
Disgraceful. Excruciating is this particular paper history. I'd rather not summon the demons of the past if it's
Intanto c'ho pochissimo di vita, non ci avevo fatto caso.
Charming place. But what are all those cages for? Mentioned one vampire being kept here.
Yes, well, you see, humanitarians is something my ancestors were not. They concluded Kagmar would best be punished if he were tormented with the scent of blood he could not taste. Thus they also kept humans here. Humans whose blood they slowly let. Kagmar ranted and raged in pain as those humans slowly bled to death.
They treated them like livestock. Live bait.
I'd like to be able to turn back time, deny it, but alas, I can do neither. Feel shame for my brethren. That is all I can do.
Don't take it so hard. Nothing you could have done about it. Let's get to work.
Well, that was awkward. Fine. I prepared the bait. Please be so kind and place it. Ideally at the tunnel entrances. As that will spread most effectively then.
No, aspetta, dove sta il... Dove sta l'esca? E questa qui? Aspetta. Ma mica è questa? È questa? Boh, non lo so. Non mi sembra, no, infatti non me la fai equipaggiare. Non lo so, raga. No, aspetta, dovevo controllare una cosa qui. Che ho visto questo trofeo che avevo preso. 5%. Vabbè, sì. Ok.
Place the bait at the tunnel entrances. Monsters will catch its scent more quickly.
When I think how these tunnels got here, send shivers.
It was the natural order of things. The place reeked of death and it attracted necrophages.
Madò, quanti ne arriveranno adesso? Una marea. Aspetta, però qua mi sa che devo fare così. Ci morirò tante di quelle volte, sono sicuro al 100%, me lo sento proprio.
One left. Think this'll work?
I certainly hope so. The stench is so thick, I'd wager it carries clear to the moon.
Bait set. What now?
I shall enter the cage. You must chain me inside. The bars are made of an alloy that will prevent me from transforming into mist.
Kinda thought you wouldn't want to.
I shall be in great pain. My sole thought being to stop that pain.
I cannot know what I will do.
We must hurry. The beasts have caught the scent of my head. I started spinning.
Madò, che caldo all'improvviso adesso.
That the blood?
Someone who's never experienced a vampire's bloodlust does not know the true meaning of thirst.
safe word. You know, something you'll say when you can't take it anymore.
And what would you do once I uttered it?
Don't know.
Sto qua. Quello là è quasi morto però. Perfetto.
Hold on, I'll let you out.
Questa volta ce l'ho fatta, GG. Che ansia.
Need to hang on a little longer. Blood'll dry in a few hours. Scent won't bother you.
Speriamo che non lo devo combattere. Non ci tengo proprio.
Get you out of here.
The concoction.
Oh.
You can't finish it in this state. Tell me how. I'll help you. Any better?
Far from ideal. And some time must pass before I fully recover. But yes, a bit better, thank you.
Never expected it to be like that. You didn't tell me.
We need not discuss it.
But we do. Because if I'd known you were going to subject yourself to torture...
What would you have done?
Found Dettlaff some other way.
I did not wish you to use any other way. Did that occur to you?
No, because I thought no being would ever willingly subject itself to that kind of pain. You vampires aren't any different from us in that regard.
I told you, the pain is my way of paying my debt. The enormous debt I owe Dettlaff. If I had to do it again, I would, in a heartbeat.
Resonance. It's ready.
Are you certain you followed the formula? The proportions were exact, the brewing time precise. This is important, Geralt. The slightest deviation could cost even a witcher dearly.
Relax. Got some experience brewing potions.
Very well. In that case, let's begin.
Excuse me. I shall only take a moment.
You jumped the queue, sir.
But Count, sir, you must understand. I've a meeting. The Count...
Sir, you were next. Please, take a seat. This gentleman was here first. Step down or you shall regret it.
Ah, fails to realize he was your friend, Count.
It was then I ordered him to give up his seat and step off the step. If only you'd seen his face. We got him good, didn't we, Detlef? And then Mother insisted we buy the mill. Curious, eh? But at least I've a yarn to spin for friends and associates.
Forgive me.
What?
Awake at last. You ride like a squirrel caught in a snare. I'd begun to fear they were death throes, that you'd departed.
Sure wasn't pleasant, but it worked.
What did you see?
Delacroix. His death did not come easy. Seems Detlef had made friends with him, still killed him, chopped up his corpse. And he was overcome with fury, remorse, cut off the hand that had committed the murder.
Interesting. And entirely unlike the Detlef I know. See anything else?
There was something. Showed up twice in the vision. A bootblack stand. Detlef first met Delacroix there. Went back after the murder, actually.
Peculiar.
Stand was somewhere in the Port District. And the bootblack acted as if he knew Detlef.
That would be even odder. Perhaps we should have a chat with the lad. Though I would expect no breakthroughs.
It's our only lead. I'll go talk to him. Coming with?
I shall join you later if it's no trouble. I don't yet feel strong enough to venture out.
That's fair. Rest up. Be back as soon as I learn anything.
Ok, quindi la missione l'ho finita e niente, allora io salvo. Allora raga, io salvo e ci vediamo alla prossima live, che non so quando è. Vi ricordo Telegram per la notifica, e poi su YouTube, se volete rivedere le live che ho portato in precedenza, ogni tanto, una volta a settimana, posto diciamo una live che può avere un montaggio come non può averlo, insomma, dipende poi dalla live. Vi auguro buonanotte e alla prossima live.